of Time show. Go check out that show. It's a great show. It's a great show.
New York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time show. Here, give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what, guys? It's time to talk about that BTA whooping to the Spurs. That's right, the Knicks snapped an 11-game winning streak by the Spurs and beat them 114-89. That's right, our defense, which is top 9 and probably going up after today, held the Spurs to under 100 points. OG Anunoby gave you 12 points and 5 rebounds. Josh Hart gave you 10 points, 7 assists, and 10 rebounds. Pat gave you 12 points, 14 rebounds, 5 of those offensive, and he was shuffling those feet for 1 steal. Brunson gives you 24 points and 7 assists. Oh, Diwara gives you 14 points. All right, and of course you already know my man of the game, guy of the hour, Mr. himself, Mikal Bridges, gives you 25 points and has 5 steals on the night to win the game. And we're gonna talk about it all right? The good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. Before we do that, I'm gonna introduce you to my guy. It is the Latin Assassin, ESPN contributor, Bleacher Report contributor. I got Lee Escobedo. What's good, Lee?
What a win, Jay Ellis. So happy to be here, share this moment with you, brother. It is a beautiful sunny day out here in Dallas. I have my windows open. My voice has been streaming. My neighbor's been banging on the walls because this has been the best Knicks win of the season, the best 48 minutes of basketball that I have seen in my own 2 eyes this year, and another game, the 3rd in a row, where I give the game ball to head coach Mike Brown, who coached his ass off today, an absolute masterclass, both in game plan and in adjustment.
Yes, game plan and adjustment is what I saw today. I saw new wrinkles that I haven't seen on this team since last week. I just start seeing new stuff, and this is why you can't get caught up in stuff that's happening in January and February and December. It's about where are we going into the end of the season. It's about where are we heading into the playoffs. Are we building? Are we adding new stuff? Are we still learning our team? Because this team is still being figured out in real time with a new head coach. And what a hell of a game to figure it out against a team who just won 11 in a row. And I'm going to start off this game mentioning someone who's gotten the most flack probably on his channel outside of Karl Anthony Towns. And that is Mr. 5 Picks himself, Mikal Bridges, who had himself a hell of a night. We were complaining all season about him not being aggressive enough, not taking initiative offensively. We've been complaining about how his defense has not been up to par. Today, the passing lanes was abused by Mikal Bridges. 5 steals from Mikal Bridges, 25 points. The corner 3 that seems to have eluded him for a big stretch of the season is now back. He hit a lot of threes today. Defensively, he was just all over the place. He was aggressive. I seen him have a dunk today, Lee, in a fast break, not a layup, not a fadeaway, a dunk. And that proves that the aggressiveness from Mikal Bridges, when turned on, can have an influence of the game. 17 shots, the most shots on the team, something we're not usually seeing from Mikal. 58% from the field, 55% from 3. The best Mikal Bridges game of the season.
Let's start with Mikal Bridges. 25 points, 5 of 9 from 3 for a plus 21. What I loved was the way that we used him. Yeah, we did use him continuously on some on-ball possessions where he was actually really excellent in the sets that he set up, specifically in the fourth quarter, to allow Brunson to go off-ball and be more of a catch-and-shoot option, which really threw the Spurs' defensive game plan for a loop. But I loved in the first, especially in the first half, I thought we used him perfectly. That opened up the offense overall, which is as a weak side release valve, right? The actions going on with Brunson. We saw Hart and Brunson strain for each other, Brunson and Cat strain for each other. And then there'd be one pass, boom, right there back to the weak side. Mikal Bridges in that left corner, automatic, where he's over a 40% shooter. So now the low man, right? His guy has to decide, do I stay here and try to tad the roller that Jalen Brunson's playing two-man game with, or do I run out and crash out in the corner? Well, after a couple wide open threes from Mikal Bridges, the answer was pretty clear. And the Spurs' young small guards were not able to defend him in that corner, where he shot 5 of 9 tonight. And I love that so many of those made threes came off of one more pass, right? That extra swing pass. It really solidified this Knicks playing team basketball. And again, the Knicks don't play a lot of complicated actions. I was watching something that was happening a lot of times, did some research, found out it's called a hammer set play. A hammer set play, and Mikal Bridges feasted off of this in that left corner so many times. It's an offensive action where there's a weak side player, meaning where the ball is not. He cuts to the nearby corner off of a screen being set for him. And a lot of times today, Karl-Anthony Towns set a lot of those off-ball screens. We haven't seen Towns set a lot of off-ball screens. Usually Towns has been used primarily in on-ball action with Brunson or Landry Shamet or Mikal Bridges. Then tonight he was saying screens off ball, which really got our shooters into a rhythm, because Mike Brown knew we can't win with Jalen Brunson being on ball and over dribbling. So we got to get his teammates easy looks. And those off ball cuts from Mikal Bridges to the corner, which solidifies that hammer action, really made him dominant and suck the gravity for San Antonio to not be able to overcrowd the mid-range for Jalen Brunson, which helped his driving lanes, which helped Karl-Anthony Towns' driving lanes. We saw a successful drive from the three-point line from Karl-Anthony Towns tonight. Absolute unbelievable spacing, defense, ball handling from Mikal Bridges, one of the best corner three snipers in the NBA, and tonight he showed his value.
Absolutely. And also tonight, man, I want to point out that the two – listen, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold up. I was about to move on. But somebody felt us about to move on and said, nah, y'all not moving on yet. Y'all not changing the topic when it comes to Mikal Bridges. Because I didn't get to take my 2 cents yet. Shout out to Queen of the Mikal Bridges High beat in the building. What's good?
You know when y'all call Mikal, I gotta come through. You know when I call Mikal.
Say 3 times.
Say 3 times, B pops up.
Yeah.
Let's go next.
Talk about Mikal real quick, because he had a crazy game.
It seems that Mikal is one of those guys that he's your KO. He's your knockout. It seems that when we need him, he pretty much sometimes shows up. I know it hasn't been as consistent this season, but I've seen a lot of big games from starting from the postseason last season till now that he comes through. He comes through, whether it's on the defensive end, whether it's on the offensive end. A lot of times we would like both. We would like for him to play the defense and offense, but that's a hard ask for a lot of players, especially 82 games. And then on top of that, the 16 games that we'd have to play to get to the finals. So, I loved what I saw today. I don't want to dwell too much on his season, because you got to be in the moment, because in the moment right now, he showed up. And he showed up big against a team that was, I believe they were on an 11-game winning streak. It's nice to just – this is one of the teams that a lot of people feel like if you can beat, you're still in the contention. You still are fighting. So we've been kind of dealing with that. A lot of people not believing in us. And this game made me a believer again. And that's why I cannot give up. And that's why I don't give up. And that's why, Lee, it's F them picks until Mikal's out.
Yeah, Lee, what do you got to say about that?
I knew she was going to say that.
F them picks, baby. Great game, though. Great game.
You know, the thing is, too, in a broader scope of Knicks versus everybody, the Knicks have been wildly inconsistent. But it's also it's weird because we beat the Spurs in the Cup game. No one gives us credit for that. We barely lost to the Spurs the last time we played them. Everybody's harking on the Detroit Knicks series, which I understand. At the same time, it's like when you win against other teams, you can't completely discount the Knicks from winning everything, and you have to play the season out. And in a game like this, I'm wondering what NBA land is going to say after we put the BTA on ESPN, national TV, and beat the Spurs, who everybody already crowned to be in the finals after they beat OKC 4 times. Like after they beat the Detroit Pistons. Like I wonder where, because sometimes when it comes to the Knicks narrative, when we beat the big teams, the narrative don't be narrative and like it be narrative for other teams. So I'm really curious to see how this doesn't count because it's the Spurs, because that's what happens sometimes. It's not a big deal. It's just one time. Or people actually like, you know what? There could be something here. I'm curious to see how this plays out. You know what I mean? But it's good win. I love what I've seen from Mikal Bridges.
I would say it's a good win, but I don't harp too much on the West wins because we do have to get through 3 East teams in order to get to the finals. But this is a team that matchup wise, it's why they win a lot. It's a mismatch. Victor Wembanyama, I don't know how many people could go in front of him and actually stop him. Not that we stopped him today, but we did play some good possessions where we got them out of the game where Victor could have sealed the game or come back or things of that nature. So, and then they also have a lot of weapons around Victor. My biggest thing with when me and Lee always had the conversation, because he did have the Spurs very high coming into the season, and I always says to him, I think it's their experience that's going to get them in the long run. And that's where, again, today we saw Victor's going to be Victor. He's not a guy that you're going to stop. And as he continuously plays in the league, he's going to only get better, especially if he stays healthy. So with me, we saw that today. With Fox was MIA today. I don't even know where Fox was today. Castle, he had his moments, but again, somebody who didn't come through. I believe I didn't watch the full game. I did miss the first half, but I did try to catch up before I got on here. I did see outside of Castle is Vassell, and Vassell has been having an underrated season with them because of everybody else who's been stepping up. But aside, if you're going to have Vassell be the guy after Victor, we're going to have some key wins, which is why, again, I am hopeful for, we'll get into those things. We do want to focus on today's game, but I'm hopeful for series against the Cavs and the Pistons, because if we can stop guys, like slow down guys, because we didn't stop Victor today. If we could slow down guys in certain possessions in the long run, like Victor, I don't see why we can't do that against guys like Donovan Mitchell and Cade Cunningham.
I'm going to follow that up real quick if you don't mind, Jay Ellis.
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought B made some excellent points. Appreciate the love, B. Yes, did see the Spurs team being a contender this year, but you are absolutely right. Let's start with De'Aaron Fox. 7 points, 3-10 shooting. Jay and I were texting in the group chat about him having a different role in San Antonio than what he had in Sacramento, where no one was more on ball than him, right? When Sabonis had the ball, he had it for very few seconds, usually a dribble handoff situation. Fox was the one that really handles the offense and tries to prone inside the mid-range to find a shot. That's not what he is here. He's in a lot of off-ball situations with San Antonio, and for some reason, Mitch Johnson started him on Brunson, did not understand that defensive assignment, why they wanted him on Brunson. They had Castle on Cat. Maybe you thought maybe it's for some switching situations where they're daring Brunson and Cat to switch. So now Castle's on Brunson. It didn't work, right? Because by the last 2 minutes of the first quarter, Brunson had already figured out the coverage and he was getting what he wanted at all 3 levels. But I really wanted the game ball to Mike Brown. I thought Mike Brown has been coaching his absolute ass off for about a week or 2 weeks straight. And the NBA is so much about matchups. B hit on this too.
Ooh, I'm about to go to there. You read my line, Lee, right? Go ahead.
The Knicks are clearly have the advantage in matchups against Denver, in matchups in San Antonio, in matchups in Boston, right? The teams that we struggle with in the playoffs is the Pacers. With Halliburton out, we don't have to worry about that. Detroit seems in the regular season, right, to be a matchup problem, but they did beat us 3-1 last year, and we still beat them in the first round. Now, that series was determined by single digits. Okay, everyone's saying this is a different Piston team. Well, damn it, this is a different Knicks team, too. We're utilizing Karl-Anthony Towns better than we ever have. We're getting the best possible action out of Landry Shamet, the best possible action out of Alvarado. Mitchell Robinson is playing a 6th man of the year defense off of the bench. This is a different Knicks team, too. So to me, the matchups, I liked it. We just have to be physical. Tonight, Mike Brown had a very physical game plan on defense to guard the perimeter. Spurs are not a good shooting team. Force them to put the ball on the floor beyond the three-point line. You don't be able to force turnovers like they did between Josh Hart, Bridges, Alvarado. All of them were poking at the ball because, yes, they can dribble, but they're not strong decision makers yet. They will be, but not yet, which also points to B's original point. The Spurs team has not evolved into their full capacity. They're winning on talent, not necessarily decisiveness or ability to close games. We won the rebounding advantage, even though being a smaller team, by 10 Our biggest lead was 26 points, and we had 13 steals tonight. That is defensive intensity from the start of a tip to now. This was an activity I wanted that was missing in that Cleveland game, missing in that Detroit game. Mike Brown had this team prepared. The game plan was executed because it was simple. It was logical. It was at the ball in the best player's hands, ride the hot streak, find the corners, and lock them down when the ball is in Wemby's hands and make someone else beat you as a secondary shot creator, and they couldn't. So these Knicks cooked.
Lee cooking right now. Knicks forced 22 turnovers today. 22 turnovers. I want to talk about the matchup thing in general and the chess match between Mike Brown and the Spurs. And why are we a matchup problem for these guys? And it all starts, to me, even though Mikal Bridges had a big game in his biggest game of the season, the matchup problem starts with Karl-Anthony Towns. That is the biggest matchup problem for these Spurs. Because even when he only scores 12 points, he's a problem for them. Why is he a problem for them? Because they want to have Wemby roaming and playing zone and being around the rim. That's what they want. So they try any and everything they can to keep Wemby off of Towns, because Wemby's strength is around the rim. He's not fighting through multiple picks because he's a big guy. He's not that mobile, and the Knicks did that to them. They had him going 3 and 4 picks all freaking night long. It's not guarding at the rim. He's not guarding at the foul line and the perimeter. Is guarding the rim. And because Karl-Anthony Towns was in the game, they thought they can get away with putting smaller guys on him all night. And they thought they can get away with just leaving Josh Hart open and shooting threes. Now, here's the thing. Josh Hart was ass from the whole first half because he was hesitant and wasn't shooting. But here's the thing. You have to shoot, even if you're missing. And you know why? Because there is no freaking way a guard is going to out-rebound Karl-Anthony Towns if you missed the three. Shoot the three. We got the rebound. That's it. Do not hesitate. Shoot the three. And this is why I love Mo Diwara in the game, because Mo Diwara wasn't afraid to shoot when he got in the damn game.
Oh, we'll get to him.
And I felt like Josh Hart was on the bench watching Mo Diwara going, oh, wait, he missed a couple of shots, and it wasn't that bad. Because Karl-Anthony Towns got the rebound and was able to barbecue chicken, bully Cassell at the rim. So it's what? If we make the three, it's a win for us. If we miss the three, we get the rebound and we got another shot anyway. So shoot the damn ball. So even though Karl-Anthony Towns only had 12 points, just the fact that he's in the game rises the net rating. It rises the whole offensive fluidity of the team.
But Jay, there was another wrinkle Mike Brown did in the second quarter that I think also helped calm Josh down. He said, all right, Josh Hart's just out there on the 3-point line. He's hesitating to shoot. Let's start using him as a screener for Jalen Brunson. But Jalen Brunson opportunities when the guards are starting to go under the screen to get some 3-point looks from beyond the arc. That was a key move. And the reason I think Josh Hart bought into that adjustment is because now that this rotation is whittled down to 9 and it's solidified, he knows his shots are going to come, wherever they're going to come, and what other 4 players he's going to be playing with. That wasn't something we had in the last 2 or 3 months. It was a lot of experimentation, a lot of unknown, where your minutes coming from, how many minutes you playing, who you playing alongside, and know what your strengths and weaknesses are. All that's been solidified now. So Hart said, all right, it's quarter number 2, I'm a strainer. Cool. Third quarter, I'm getting downhill, and now I'm starting to get to the lane with my push shot in the mid-range. That solidifying is why I did Mike Brown this game ball.
When we leave giving Mike Brown props, that's a good day. It's a good day. I do have to disagree with you though on Josh Hart with the shot selection. I'm not the biggest fan of him being the third most attempts after Bridges and Brunson. I would like for OG and Cat to be there right after Bridges and Brunson. If Bridges is going to go off, you keep feeding the hot hand. But then you want to give Towns and OG looks, because again, we see the wake up from Towns since the All-Star break. That's how I felt watching the game. So that's why Josh is having so many attempts. They're daring him lately. They realize that he's not as good as the statistics may seem. Which is why, again, they'll give him the 3. They'll give him whatever. I'm not against Hart driving. He's one of the best drivers in the game, but I'm not the biggest fan with him taking that many attempts, 14 attempts, especially when the shot's not going through. However, I'm not a fan of giving up on yourself because the shot is not falling either. So, but I did see that he flirted with a triple-double. So I would like for him to keep getting the others involved because he's also been a great playmaker outside of Brunson and Cat for us. So with me, Hart is a hit or miss because when he is cooking, like we saw the last game when he started off the game hot, you don't tell a guy stop shooting. You want them to keep going. But if they're going to keep daring you and it's not falling, I would rather him continuously be a playmaker first for us.
And here's the thing: you missed the first half, B. So you're missing a lot of context to what I'm saying. It's easy to say that when you have a normal center playing center. When you have a normal center playing center. When you have Wemby rating at the rim, there is no head fake and go to the rim every single time because that is a block. So you're more reliant on your 3-point shooting more than ever when you're playing the Spurs. Because the paint is closed. It's closed until he gets out the game. And you know when we started getting comfortable? When he got out the game. When he got out the game. Because I was texting Lee in the group chat. I was like, yo, why? If Josh Hart is going to play like this, we should be playing Shaman in for Josh Hart. That's what I was saying in the group chat. And,
no, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to watch some of it as I'm talking here, so I see that's true.
Yeah. It's cool. But overall, still, Josh Hart found his rhythm. Like Lee said, the coach adjusted, used Josh Hart as screener. Jalen Brunson kind of got hot when Cassell got out the game. And there was an important 5-point swing where Jalen Brunson hit a 3 that ended up being a flagrant for a reckless closeout. They got the ball back. Then he got 2 free throws. And then it was kind of off to the races. We went on this crazy run after being down. And we ended up being up. I think it was a 19-3 run or something crazy like that. But Jalen Brunson really took over in that first quarter offensively once Cassell went to the bench. And once Wemby was kind of out the game too. And then after that, they could never really get control back of the game. All right.
Wait a minute.
There's a lot.
How many steals did Mikal Bridges have today?
5 steals, damn it. 5 steals. But I also want to talk about this defense.
Yes, let's please.
I really want to talk about.
That's a great start. Yes.
Yeah, because even though we were struggling offensively, at the end of the first quarter, they only scored with 20. The Spurs only scored 21 points or 22 points, and we were up. So even though offensively we were struggling, I like the fact that we didn't let that dictate the intensity of our defense. I thought Josh Hart did a really good job guarding Cassell one-on-one. I thought OG Anunoby did a really good job not having Wemby kind of post in the paint and kind of get deep paint touches. I feel like Shamet did a really good job matching De'Aaron Fox's speed and didn't allow him to break him down off the dribble. I thought we did one of the best jobs we've done all year at hedging and recovering, because usually we overhelp and we leave wide open threes. I didn't see a lot of that today. If somebody was kind of open for threes, it was Cassell, who was a guy who wants shooting threes. I think overall, this is one of our best defensive principled games so far, from the defense down to the rebounding, with Mitch boxing out, getting offensive rebounds, and Towns doing this thing.
Mitch was huge. I thought Alvarado and Shamet were great, kind of playing the passing lanes. OG Anunoby's defense on Victor Wembanyama, I thought he really forced Wembanyama into a mid-range jump shooter, which I thought helped us win the team. That's really right now at this point. It's so early in his career. He's already an MVP candidate. And he looks like he might be a GOAT candidate as well. This guy, the best way you can slow him down is to make him a pick and pop option, or kind of someone who catches it as a grenade to close out a possession. And I thought OG did a really good job. Also, by the third quarter, he adjusted and really pushed him a little bit further out to the 3-point line.
Right.
Where he liked to catch the ball in that pick and pop opportunity, but the whole Knicks team really played chest to chest tonight. I thought they were very physical, the type of physical basketball that I wanted without fouling against Detroit. They did tonight, and that, the Spurs were spamming that pin downs because after the first half they were really getting their money there. How do you stop Wemby coming off a pin? I don't even know. I don't even know what the right. Again, I'm not a smart enough basketball person to come up with something on the fly to figure it out, and that's with the roster that includes OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson. But all in all, I thought we did a good job of closing out the corners. Even Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson did a good job closing out tonight. When they don't close out, that's really and Josh Hart, that's a key to us potentially losing the game. As well, I thought that we didn't allow them to be spray outs as well. Wemby is so good in that short roll. When he sees a blitz, he makes really smart decisions. Plus 7 foot, however that tall he is.
Yeah.
That pass too over everybody's heads. We did a good job of staying on our man, like you said, and not over helping. So when the ball did go back out to the perimeter, we were already in position to be able to close out. So all around, great defensive effort. Again, Mike Brown, man, not only was a game plan executed perfection, but when you did need to adjust, you did, and you made the right call.
Absolutely. All right. You go ahead, B.
Yeah, it just seems that I see that we held them to 2 20-point quarters. That will definitely help with BTA. 20-point quarter in the second and the fourth, and those are the 2 of the biggest quarters in a game to me. You want to go into the half with a nice lead, or coming back from a lead, or you want to end the game with things. So those are 2 big quarters, and typically that was a lot of the quarters that last year and early on in the season that we were having trouble with. So it was nice to see that, and then I also see Victor went 1 for 7 from 3. I would love for Victor to shoot 7 3-pointers in
Yes.
a game. I would love for him rather than dominate, because when I did tune in, I did see him poster OG, and I was like, Jesus. There's nothing you can do when he gets down there. That guy's an alien. But shout out to him. He had a great game. But it's just nice to see, because I even see Shamit had his hands in the game. Again, you guys could fill me in on a lot of the content behind it, because I'm just looking at numbers right now. But it looks like Shamit was playing some good defense too. And then when I did actually was a Diwara possession. I don't know if you guys saw that. I did see where he played Victor very well. How many charges did Jalen? Did you guys see that where he got in front of Victor and forced him to shoot a shot versus get into the paint? Check. It was in the third quarter. Diwara got in front of Victor and stopped him there.
I'm trying.
It was very little possession. It was just one possession. Sometimes I do get OG mixed up with Diwara, so it could have been OG. Sometimes no black jokes. Just I get them mixed up real quick when
we all look the same thing.
But we'll get to Diwara for sure. But and then of course Jose. I when I caught in too, I like Jose, how he always stays in that backcourt. You would think by now a lot of people
for real.
People
when they both wear the headband. I was like, Josh Hart, why the hell? Oh, wait, that was Jose. Oh,
hey, no Latino jokes.
None. But when I did tune in, it was nice to see Mikal and OG just what we paid them for. Whatever it is, whether it was the picks, whether it was the contract. That is what we paid these guys for. So it was nice to see that.
That's what I really want to take away from this game too. Like this is one of the Wingstop games. Well, this is one of the games where everybody played their part defensively.
Yeah.
I can't, when I'm running through my mind and like all the plays that happened all game, I can't say there was like one person who was really bad defensively for like large stretches. No. It was like everybody was just on top of their game.
Yep.
And Cat was on top of his game for sure. Shuffling those puppies. He got like a foul that was kind of that offensive foul, man.
His whistle, man.
Come on.
He's been complaining less. Can we give him that much? He's no, but a little less.
No, there's not. Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. The offensive foul that the refs called on Cat, when Wemby played unethical defense and flopped at the 3-point line, I wanted to throw my chair, Mr. Ethical Basketball Man. I was like, y'all really gonna call that soft ass little chip? Come on, man. Like that was a bruh for me. But I thought that was one foul we could have took away. But I felt like in general they did really good defensively. Wingstops looked really freaking elite, man. Like those, like everybody was playing to their level, and Wingstop was playing out of their freaking mind defensively. Out of their mind. OG giving Wemby fits, Mikal with 5 steals and a breakaway and a dunk. Wingstop was on another freaking level. This is one of those envision games where it's like, this is why we got these two here and paired them up to play like this. And if they play like this, if Wingstop is playing like this defensively and hitting their threes like they were today, that's why we got them here. That's why we spent all those picks, traded RJ and IQ and other picks. That's why we got them here to do what we saw today. And if they do that, this is a finals team. This is a championship team if they do that. Especially if Karl Anthony Towns is going to play defense like that too.
Especially if our opponent in the finals is the Spurs. I'm feeling real good about that matchup.
Yeah, that matchup is our. Listen, I like that matchup.
One thing I noticed, you guys can fill me in with the vision of it, but I think we also played a great game because of Luke Cornett only playing 11 minutes. Go ahead, go, sweetheart. Go ahead, go. He was a nightmare for us in the other games. I don't know if you guys remember. Luke Cornett always been kind of when you sit Victor, then you have Luke coming in and just going in the paint. So to me, I think that's also why we kind of dominated defensively, not having a guy like Luke playing at least 15 to 20 minutes. So I see here he only played 11. I think that was an error on the Spurs part because Luke usually kills us.
Was it an error? No, it wasn't an error.
I mean, it was. Do it again.
No. No, because I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah, I'm just saying on Luke. I didn't get to see him.
Mitch did not play the last game time. That's how the Spurs beat us. Mitch did not play. He was sitting. So this time, Luke Cornett is not playing against Ariel freaking Hukporty. I love you, Ariel. I don't mean to disrespect you, but Luke Cornett is not playing against Ariel freaking Hukporty. He's playing against big bad Mitch Robinson, who's just as stronger than him, longer than him. Pause. All right. All right, Al from Harlem.
Triple pause.
And can dominate him just with his presence. It's different. It's like you're not gonna bully Mitch with Luke Cornett. You're just not. And this is why Mitch is freaking here. Because now Cat sits down, now deal with Mitch now. You know what I'm saying? So you play 11 minutes and think about what you just did. Yeah, and can we talk about Mo Diwara for a second? I'm gonna let Lee talk about.
Please, and thank you.
Yo, you can talk about Mo Diwara for a second.
I wanted to give Mitch some shout outs. It's been a very low key development, the 2-man game between him and Jalen Brunson. It's kind of unfair to call it a 2-man game because Brunson very rarely did him in a lob situation and pick and roll. But the screen setting and the dribble handoffs between Mitch and Brunson on the perimeter is a big part of why Brunson's getting opportunities, even when the opposing team throws length and size and they're switching. Mitchell Robinson's doing a really good job screening, re-screening, setting those down or angle screens that cut off Jalen Brunson on ball to the defender who is trying to face guard him. It's a very underrated part of Mitchell Robinson. He's been so active in that regard. I think he deserves flowers for doing the little things. Why I tweet out that he's having an incredible elite intangibles game tonight. I always got to give Mitch his props because he's one of my top 3 favorite players. Mohamed Diwara, 14 points, 4 threes, plus 18. 51st pick.
Come on.
Oh,
come on.
Man, the Knicks and second round picks, man. Are we the best second round pick team?
That's why I don't care about them picks, Lee. I don't care about them.
B, you're making a great argument there because Walt Perrin he's the ultimate scout in that second round and even undrafted. Dean Pate, who knows what he could be too. But Diwara looks fully advanced. Jay and I talked about this last pod about seeing what he can do now and projecting the scale. Right? How can it scale in additional minutes? How can it scale in maybe a 7th man role? How does it scale in a starting role? To me, the ceiling is limitless in terms of what he's going to provide as a 3rd, 4th option. I think when his time comes, right now with 3-ball, the ability to drive and kick as a ball handling 6'10" wing is kind of I don't know what the comp is. I hear Siakam a lot. But he plays he's so much more perimeter oriented. Diwara is that I don't think that's an adequate comp. I think it's a lazy one just because they kind of look alike and they have the same body type. But to me, that plus 18, that tells me that he's sharing minutes with Bridges and OG, and the switchability of those 3 is really coming through on the statistical and analytical side because of how they're impacting the game. No matter who they're guarding, they have a skill set to slow down a very fast ball handler, or besides to front and make pressure and body up on a bigger wing or a center. It's very rare to find that in sitting around. Usually you'd have to spend a lottery pick that is someone who contribute on that level this fast in their career. He doesn't play fast, man, for a young kid. He's very slow. He's very methodical with his game, and I liked how he's not afraid to shoot that 3 ball. That was something we saw Grimes take a while getting into, Deuce take a while getting into, Obi take a while getting into, RJ take a while to get into, and he's a lottery pick. Diwara's like pop automatic. So listen, man, Diwara, I think there's a case being made that he enters a playoff rotation.
Listen. Coaching and confidence is a very powerful thing sometimes. I think you put the Diwara with the wrong coach, especially considering he wasn't really like I said at the beginning of the season, I was talking about Diwara's confidence level. And I felt like that's the thing that I felt was missing at the beginning of the season, because I felt like when he missed a 3, you could see him thinking it. And you can see how he's missing it in his head. You can see how he got in his head, he was missing shots. And as the season went along, it looked like he cared less and less whether he missed or made the shot. And this is why I really love this game, because this is one of those games where they were treating him like Josh Hart. They were like, okay, you're the rookie. Yeah, you're shooting 40% from 3.
Good luck.
But do we believe you're shooting 40% from 3? No. So we're going to keep leaving you open. And they kept leaving him open, and he shot the 3s that he took. If his feet wasn't set, he would do a little dribble handoff, relocate, and give the ball right back to him, and he would shoot it.
Clean Joe too. Clean delivery.
Yeah.
So I
like that Luol Deng comparison.
Me too.
I think he has to get way better defensively, but yeah.
That's a good draw.
Luol Deng, 3-point sniper, but without the dirty tactics.
Don't think about old Luol Deng. Think about Tom Thibodeau under the Chicago Bulls.
Okay, Kim Duck. Game recognized game, sis. You know what I mean?
Yes. Shout out to my ladies always.
Facts. But I love you.
I did want to go on a quick little rant with picks and Diwara real quick.
Go ahead.
One, I want to say again, F them picks. I got it just one more time. Sorry. But we've always been a team where in the lottery, we're not patient. Again, every time we do lose, we always keep reminding ourselves that we haven't won in 50-something years. We got to win now and blah, 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 blah. And if you look in the last, to me, again, I've been watching Knicks closely for the last 10 years. We don't keep our lottery picks. We get rid of them to get people to contend. Porzingis is out of here. RJ Barrett's out of here. Grimes is out of here. I don't think Grimes was a lottery, but he was still early on, I believe. I can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry. Knox is out of here. Grimes. Where did Grimes get?
Late first.
Late first. Knox is out of here. We don't keep those guys. Why? Because we're trying to win now. So I'm not a big fan of keep the picks and draft early on in the season, because as we can see, if we do draft early on in the season, it's typically we're not patient with them to keep them because we want to win now. And guys like in the lottery, you have to be patient with them. You have to allow them to also lead your team. And how many times besides Magic Johnson have we seen a rookie or a sophomore lead their team to the finals and win? It's not a thing. It takes some time. As you can see right now, the Spurs, they're got to be patient with the Victor. He'll get you to the glory, but is he going to do it in his first 2 seasons? Who knows? It is a possibility, but it's a very big possibility. Even Shea, to look how long it took him to bring OKC to, it takes time for those type of guys to then lead your guys to be the number 1 option and then take them, which is why, again, a lot of people, I think RJ Barrett gets a lot of slack, but I think that he did a great job for what he was asked for. He was asked to bring the Knicks a championship, which was crazy to me because
pieces didn't fit when RJ was here.
But I think right now RJ has a 3 or 4 option for any contender. He'd be amazing, but he just wasn't the number 1 guy. And right now we need a number 1 guy, which is why, again, I'm not big on the picks. Forget them picks, get who we need to contend. So what we do seem to get really lucky is second round late picks. Even though we didn't draft Jalen Brunson, he is someone that shows that if baby, that's not that. He isn't someone that we drafted, but a team did draft later on, and he panned out. Why? Because they were patient and they allowed him to get into his groove and then later on lead a team. Same thing with Diwara. my favorite thing with him is simply that he is patient. He's very patient with his game. When he comes in, he doesn't rush a lot of things. And when he does get
Right.
to it, he's going to stick to it. He's not going to sit there and overdo it or underdo it. He's going to play his game. If he sees that he's also a little off, he'll get back on the defensive end. I love his hustle when he gets back all the time. He doesn't sit and dwell on any calls. He doesn't sit there and get upset about many misses. He always gets back. Always gets back, whether he's going to get some defense. So another thing I wanted to it would have been another thing I wanted to reach on is the Shohan thing with Diwara. We acquired Shohan, and like any coach, you're going to try a new acquire. You're just going to try him out. It's not like Shohan came in and he was playing 20 plus minutes over Diwara. He was starting over Diwara. He played a few games, couple minutes. We saw that right now that's not his time, and Diwara was inserted right back into the rotation. I'm not mad at Mike Brown, and I don't think you guys should be either for trying out Shohan. It would have been amazing for Shohan to pan out and then have a good game against the Spurs today. I would have loved it.
Sure.
But it's just Shohan, and I'm not going to even sleep on Shohan myself. I wasn't the biggest fan in acquiring him. However, he hasn't been given the opportunity. He hasn't. He only played a few games, and Mike Brown wanted to see what he gave Diwara. If you're gonna play a few minutes, I want to see you do what you can do in those few minutes. And Diwara is not a guy who's going to take advantage of those minutes. He's going to go off. So I feel bad for Sean because I see that he and Jordan Clarkson. I'm sorry, you guys are out of their rotation as far as I'm seeing
not
right
sorry.
now.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how we're going to get Miles McBride back in the groove, because I do believe that we should take, I think someone said 10 deep. I think we should stay 9 to 10 deep going into the post. And that's where Miles McBride, unfortunately, might take Diwara's minutes. But it's, again, this is a luxury, a rich man's problem that we would love to have over the last few years, because, again, the problems that we had in the last few years, we were trying to develop these lottery picks, and they just weren't the guys that were ready to take us to the glory. So now we have a guy that 51st pick, you guys said, and he is what, our 10th, 11th man some nights, and he's playing like this.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
nuts.
think we should be upset about anything. And I like the fact that, again, I'm always a little iffy on the experiments because it's tough. We want to win some of the games. I think that we would be in the second or even first place if we didn't slip some of those early games that we should have won against the Magic, against even the Kings and things like that. I wish we would have got those wins. But we were experimenting, or we were injured, or playing some crazy lineups. But I think as the season continues, I think today was a great view of who Mike Brown should play, who he's going to play. And I'm glad that Diwara is panning out to who he is. And that's why, again, I'm not big on the early picks, because we seem to continuously cook. Because, again, let me give Mitch Robinson his props. He was also a late pick for us, and he's our longest Knick tenure. And the reason why he's our longest Knick tenure and one of our greatest picks is because he plays the way he does. So shout out to Diwara, shout out to Mitch, and even shout out to McBride, the guys that we did stick with. Those are not lottery picks. Those were late first round or second round picks. And shout out to the man who runs our team, who was a late second round pick, Jalen Brunson. So I'm okay with how things are going. I love today's rotation. And again, shout out to Mike Brown.
J. Ellis, we got a super chat here.
Yes.
I'm going to read it off because Robert Paris is my number one fan. There's a 999 super chat. Love the Spurs win, yet the Pistons are a beastly opponent. Agreed. The NBA, the modern NBA, is all about matchups. I think this newfound toughness gives us a good puncher's chance to beat them.
Muhammad Ali is fasting. Oh, well, yeah, his name is Muhammad.
Oh, yeah, he is.
That would make sense. Muhammad is fasting because it's Ramadan month. That's crazy to do that on an empty stomach. Good for him.
Shout out to them, because they're giving him his superpowers right now.
Yeah, I guess so. And here's the thing about the picks versus not picks. If your thought, well, first of all, like I said before with Mikal Bridges, if we win a championship, if the Knicks win a chip this year, no one's going to complain about the picks. Well, maybe not. I won't say nobody. Maybe people who want to trade for Giannis will still complain. But because
we win a championship, I don't care who we get.
Yeah, maybe people who want to trade for Giannis will still complain. But less people will be complaining about the picks if they win a championship, because the whole point of bringing Mikal here is to win the championship. Yeah. Mikal is playing. If Mikal has 1 or 2 games like this a series, then I don't think anybody's going to complain.
Agreed.
Because that means we with the talent that we have, we don't need to do this every game. 5 steals is crazy. But like, have to do this 1 or 2 times a series, we should be able to win get to a chip or a finals for sure. 2, the benefit of hitting on a second round pick that's this talented is immense, because now you're thinking you're getting high level talent on intern salary at that. which is when you have this new CBA, the cheaper the talent you get in your in-house, the better you are. So the fact that we'll see what happens on the offseason. But if we can retain him and keep him, he shouldn't cost us that much, and we still should be able to have the cap flexibility with a guy who is first round talent, but like a second round pick. So that's something that could be a benefit for us later on.
Good point.
Yeah. Anything else you want to mention? I feel like we talked about.
We didn't talk about Landry Shamet.
We didn't talk about Landry. Landry Shamet didn't have like a big scoring game per se.
I just when I came into the game, he was just having one of those moments again. He just seems to be again. I just want to give him his credit because he's another one that shout out to the late pick, shout out to Mitch, always shout out to those guys. But we have to also forget we have Landry Shamet on a vet min. And this guy has been, I know a lot of people complain about his minutes too. People keep complaining about, this is a guy who stepped up when one of our big guys off the bench, Miles McBride, went down. And he's not just playing okay, he's playing amazing to replace what McBride was doing. McBride was having a great season. He was having one of his, I think, statistically, his best seasons ever. And he's came in and he's shooting the 3-ball just as well as Miles McBride, if probably better. He's also playing defense as if he looks like a third part of the wing stop. He could get some fries with it. If you want some fries with the wing stop, there's Shamet. Big with the wing stop, there's Shamet.
Shamet's curly fries, okay.
But to me, I think that we just underappreciate some moments because we take some big losses. And I think if we could end the thing, I did want to talk about Detroit because me and Lee always go back and forth. I don't think Detroit's a problem, but it's hard to say that when we keep losing to them in the regular season. So we'll harp on that. But I think we continuously, like you were saying early on the show, that because we lose to guys like that, we forget some of the things that we do have going this season. And one of the things that we have going, I just wanted to give, because when I did come in, he hit a big 3 and he got a nice steal. Or I think it was a deflection or something of the sort. He's on a vet min. And he's a guy that I don't know what other team has a guy like him on a vet min. Not even the Spurs have a guy on a vet min that plays like him. So, yes. So, I just wanted to give him his credit for that because I think we seem to forget that him and Clarkson are on vet mints. So if Clarkson again decides to enter the lineup and go off and have another game like he did in the NBA Cup against the Spurs, this is guys that you just take it. You just take it.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of guys who are overpaid when it comes to the picks of the contract. So just shout out to Shamet.
Yeah.
I'll see you, Landry Shamet, and I'll raise you one, JLS. You know where I'm about to go with this conversation.
Where?
Look, man, doesn't it make sense to me to have Landry Shamet in the starting lineup? So you don't have to make these adjustments early on in the game when Josh Hart's 0 for 5 from 3, like he was in the first quarter. Wouldn't it just you never have to worry about a cold game because immediately you got Landry Shamet. And Landry Shamet just has a gravity. You can't put a center on Landry Shamet or you're going to get cooked from 3. And most of the time when you make those decisions, there's always a negative. With Shamet, I don't see what the negative is. He plays incredible defense. And he's a knockdown shooter, and he's a knockdown spot-up shooter. I think there's an argument to start him. See what happens. If it's just for Josh Hart's ego, screw that. It's all about the championship. You have to put your ego aside and do what's best for the team. I think by playoff time, and I hope Landry Shamet's starting.
It wouldn't shock me if he we don't need a playmaker in the starting lineup, by the way. We have Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. And Bridges. It wouldn't shock me though, Lee, to harp on that if he did start a series or a game in a series.
Yeah.
And you also had, I think, to me, nothing changed for me last year. I think our biggest issue was that Hart was in the starting lineup. And that's why when we came into the season before it started, we were saying Hart has to get our starting lineup. We have to replace him. And I think one of the people now looking, it could be Diwara, Shamet, or McBride. I can agree to, or even Mitch. The fact that we have options, we could.
That's what I was.
Depends. So that's why it's cool. I'm very, very excited to see what Mike Brown does in the postseason because he has lineups that he can actually mess around with and flip. I think again, you keep Mikal, you keep OG, you keep Towns, obviously, and Jalen Brunson. You have to keep those 4. But the fact that you could then put them with 2 defensive guys in Shamet and McBride in a series, crazy. The fact that you could also have a double big and Mitch, crazy. And then you could also add Diwara with another big length, crazy. So I'm excited to see who he messes around with and plays with.
Good points.
I will say it depends. I'm gonna just say it depends.
Who would you start against the Detroit series?
The Detroit series. If it's the Detroit series, I might lean more towards Shamet. Like to me, like if people aren't going to play Josh Hart and he's missing the threes or he's hesitant, I'll pull him early probably. But if he's playing, but if he's been playing like he has most of the season, you keep him in. And also to me, it depends on matchups. And we've had this conversation before with Lee, where there's a Josh Hart story arc, right? Josh Hart starts off the season shooting well from three. We are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. He's a new man, right? We all like, now we're the best team ever because now he's shooting threes and there's no holes. You're really 5 out. La, 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 la.
Yeah.
Right? Like we did the same thing like 2 years straight. Yo, we 5 out for real. No, we're not. Okay.
Right.
Then he goes through this little slump where he's like, he's hesitating again. He's passing it up. He's dry. And then is like tapers off into the season. And we're like, we're screwed. What are we going to do in the playoffs? Playoff starts. They leave Josh Hart open and he starts hitting threes again. It's happened like 2 or 3 playoffs. After that Miami Heat series when we lost, I feel like after that, he's been good in the playoffs, at least for the first series. Last year, I think he hurt his hand and his thumb or something or finger, and that's why he was saying he was missing threes. And when stuff was like that is happening, then you switch him out. You play Shaman. Or for me, for the Cavs, if we play the Cavs in the playoffs, I would just avoid Josh Hart starting altogether and go with double big. It'll be kind of hard when we get to the bench. That's the only issue. But I feel like whenever we had Josh Hart at the 4 versus the Cavs, it never really ended up well.
Well, because they played Jared Allen and Mobley.
Exactly. So I feel like we would go double big. But like I would play the temperature game with that. I would play the temperature game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I feel like what Tom Thibodeau went wrong last year is we just kept rolling out Josh Hart whether he's playing good or bad.
Yeah.
And we have to keep an eye on whether he's playing good or bad because we want him to shoot us in the foot.
Great point, Jay. You deserve some flowers on that one. Good monologue, bro.
I appreciate that. All right. Anything else you want to mention? Oh, so I wanted to say Shamit because we did start talking about Shamit. Shamit didn't really have a good shooting game, but defensively, so everybody contributed defensively on a high level. Shamit didn't have like a big steal game or big block game, but he just did a good job containing ball handlers and like doubling in certain spots in general. Nothing gaudy that's going to pop off the page. This is wow, I got 5 steals like Mikal. But like you looking at De'Aaron Fox's numbers and you're like, why is it so low? I feel like Shamit did a good job just guarding him up one-on-one. So yeah.
I don't want to give an extended shout out because I think what he did it's worth complimenting is what he should be doing every game. But Karl-Anthony Towns does deserve some props for his physicality and playing hard-nosed basketball. I like this Karl-Anthony Towns more than I do the one who scores 30, but is getting punked or fouls out the game toward the end. Or did stupid offensive fouls tonight, 12 points, 14 boards, 5 offensive. His ability and timing on the putbacks and the pump fakes and then get a putback, those are like bone-crushing, soul-crushing offensive rebounds and 2 points that kill the other team's momentum. I thought he did a really good job tonight of attacking mismatches and getting seals in the paint. 2 things we've been calling for. During our losing streak, were one of the biggest Achilles heel during that time, is that he wasn't getting positioning. All of his actions were starting beyond the 3-point line. Tonight, he only did about 2 or 3 of them, and one of them was an excellent drive where he felt like he had the throwaway, but get to the rim and score on that drive. So props to Karl-Anthony Towns, the straining game. Brown using him more as an off-ball stringer too, which then kind of makes the defense be more honest on what's happening on that side of the floor, so that it's not overcrowding or really hard hedging on whoever has the ball. It's usually Jalen Brunson, right? So he's seeing less defense or having more space on his mid-range game that lets him carve things up. So overall, great strategy by Mike Brown. All these little wrinkles that he's putting into the offense to make it a more deadly team, to see it work against the Spurs. That to me, that is quite the solution.
Yeah. Also, Jalen Brunson, man. Mikal had 25 points. Jalen Brunson had 24 points, cooked in that first quarter, especially 11 points. It looked like he was kind of struggling to get going, and he just put the team on his back and went freaking Super Saiyan mode, hitting a 3, a 2, another 3, high screen and roll. No one's going to step up. You're going to allow me to shoot pull up threes off of a screen because Wemby wants to sit in the paint. Gotcha. Okay, sit in the paint, my guy. How about this 3 in your eye? He did that all game with the 7 assists as well. I think he just did a good job of picking his spots. I'm taking over right now. I'm hit these threes. I'm going off ball, letting somebody else take over. I just feel like, and then 7 assists. I just feel like he did a good job of picking his spots, when to be super aggressive, when to let his teammates kind of take over. Also Mike Brown. He didn't score on these plays, but I just the first 3 or 4 plays of the game, I feel like they're starting to work out a Brunson Cat 2-man game.
Yeah.
We haven't spammed it. We never really spammed it all season. This is the first time where I've seen the same Brunson Cat screen and drop off the cat, and then now cat make the decision to see whether I want to shoot or pass or whatever. That's the first time I've seen it run like 4 times, and I think it was 3 or 4 times in a row to start the game. And we didn't score, but we got great looks, and it felt like one of those things where we're running a play and we don't have the it's not natural yet, so it's not like instinct. Because now it's like you're open, you don't have to think about shooting, you're just shooting. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like stuff like that, it'll be repetition, and hopefully we get more reps with that and spamming that. So now it's like Cat can hit the cutter and it's a layup, or Brunson can get the ball and it's a nice pull up in the mid range. So I like what I'm seeing developing from Mike Brown with 20 games left. He's still throwing things into the offense.
I did want to, because I was going to bring up Towns, and it's hard to not to discuss what he is supposed to do and what he has been doing his career is the rebounding. I think that's one of the most underrated things in a game. I do want to give us a little bit of a negative. You guys know I always talk about free throws. Jesus Christ, 57% is disgusting. And
Oh yeah.
That we have to fix, because those are the 2 underrated things in a win. If you guys watch basketball with me, you have to rebound well and you have to hit free throws. Yes, you got to play good defense. Yes, you have to make shots. Yes, you have to do things of that nature. But if you're not rebounding well and then hitting free throws, it's hard for you to beat any team in a 7-game series. So the fact that we have one of the best, not just in the best this season or the best, we have one of the best rebounders in the NBA game in Karl-Anthony Towns, which is why, again, it's so hard for me to always, throughout the season where we were having trade packages, it was so hard for me to replace him with other bigs if it wasn't going to be Giannis, obviously, because this guy can rebound. And then on top of that, we have one of the second best rebounders in the game in Mitch Robinson. So when he comes off, you have another guy coming in who can rebound at an elite level. It's hard for me to not praise that. So shout out to you, Lee, for bringing that up, because I know it's a broken record. Towns always rebounds, but it's so hard to just go over that, because 14 rebounds and then second in leading the NBA in rebounding is something that is not light. That's something that we have to give him credit. And I know that his numbers are down and he hasn't been consistent offensively, and sometimes defensively. It's hard for us to give him his credit, but rebounding is not something that is outside of Mitch and him that we're very big on. And if we didn't have those guys, I don't know where we would be this season without them. So shout out to him for that. And there's one thing that I did want to give him credit to. He hasn't had more than 4 fouls since the All-Star break. That's something that we were very, very upset about.
Okay, Cook.
Good stat.
We were very, very upset about throughout the season. This guy's always in foul trouble. He's always on the bench. And even though I did see he was on the bench because he did play with 4 fouls, but he didn't get over that. He was able to close the game out and finish the game, even though it was a blowout, and he sat the rest because we didn't need him the rest of the game. But he didn't get into the fight. It's easy for you to get into foul trouble against a Victor Wembanyama, especially with his defensive ability. He's probably going to fall for those pump fakes, or probably unable to move his feet and get into foul trouble with Victor, but he didn't. He did stay under the 4 fouls, and he was able to continuously come back in and play the game. So yes, since the All-Star break, he had 3 games, yes, before, but other than that, he either had no fouls, 2 fouls, or only 3 fouls. So shout out to Towns for staying out of foul trouble, for playing better since the All-Star break. Again, my slogan is just the things that we want everybody to play. Everything, whether I want you to play good defense, I want you to shoot the ball better, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. Yes. But we want you guys to also get better at your weaknesses. That's me. If you're going to get better at your weaknesses, that's cool. And that was something that I wanted to give him his credit on. So shout out to him. And then also shout out to our captain, because there's narratives are very big. Again, I'm only a Knicks fan. I do see them sometimes on Twitter with other fan bases, but narratives run the NBA. If you have a narrative and you can run with it and they give you an example of the narrative, it's easy for people to be like, see, told you so, see, told you so. But shout out to Jalen Brunson for 7 assists, because the narrative is always he's a ball hawk. He doesn't pass the ball. He doesn't set his team up. He doesn't do this, but he had 7 assists today. So shout out to our captain too. I know his assists are down this season, and I think it's probably the lowest he's been as a Knick. And he did go up every single season, and then it's back down this season. But he does facilitate sometimes, and it's nice to see that 7 assists is also something that I don't want to just discredit.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with how he starts the action this year is more off ball. And it's like Lee said earlier too. Like once he starts going off ball, it's kind of like he's going off ball to get the ball back to the scorer. So it's like, but all good points. It's funny we missed our free throws. I guess we would have won by 30 and not by what 24.
You know me and free throws. You know me and free throws. They're free, guys. They're free.
Free. I feel you. Well, excellent points. I got nothing else to add, man. That BTA, that defense was great.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these points. Shoot, man, 21 points in the first quarter for the Spurs, then held them to 20 in the second quarter, then held them to 20 again in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 220 points.
Like
220
and a 21 point
Jay?
quarter.
Where are we at in defense right now?
We are top 9 defense in the league. Oh, they calculate. They knew to put the new calculations already.
Right now, 8 defensively, 3rd offensively, 5th overall net rating.
Championship. That's what I heard.
It's looking like championship. What? Who called it? B? Who called it? I was like, yeah. I said I think it could be a top 10 defense. Look at that.
We said it before the All-Star break too. We said we got to become. Oh my God, that was Mikal. He does the nose thing. Right here.
Top 10 defense.
Yes, we called it. We wanted us to get top 10 before the All-Star break, and I believe that we did try it. We did reach it before the All-Star break, and then now we're number 8. So
yeah, good. And we got the Raptors and OKC coming up.
Ooh, OKC, hell yeah. Need that game.
Shay's healthy now, right? Shay's healthy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like we match up okay with them too. It's more about SGA, yo. It's more about SGA.
We haven't seen OKC this season yet, have we?
We have not. And the first time we're seeing them was on a back-to-back. And I don't want to disrespect the Raptors.
Do we play them first or we play them after?
We play them after.
And who do we play them after?
Yo, here's how the schedule makers did us, man. We play the Raptors on Tuesday. Then we got to fly to OKC to play the Thunder the next day.
Long flight.
So would you sit Mitch the Raptors game, or would you?
Got to,
man.
Got to. Need it for iHeart.
Yeah, Ariel Huckporty.
Is Jakob healthy for the Raptors right now?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you assume. I don't think he's going to sit though, since it's such a.
Yeah, I don't want. I mean, we've been good against the Raptors all season.
Yeah, but they're right. I think they're below us, right? They're right below us.
They are below. They're like believe they're 2 spots below us. I feel like they're hitting a little bit of a stride right now because they've been going through injuries and stuff. But I don't think they've been necessarily playing good teams lately. I think they beat like the Nets or something.
Hey, it's still the NBA. That's another narrative. Still the NBA. Guys.
Yeah, exactly. I still don't take them completely for granted.
Look at the Hornets. They're cooking right now. They're cooking.
Exactly. It's crazy because we're supposed to have the 3rd easiest schedule.
I saw that.
But then when I looked at the schedule, I'm just like,
wow,
like we're playing teams who are like catching a weird stride now and have something to play for now.
Yeah.
So we're playing the Raptors and then we're playing the Thunder, and then after that, who are we playing after? I feel like we're playing the Charlotte Hornets like 2 or 3 times after that.
Hold on, just had it. Let me see.
Oh wait, we play the Raptors.
We play
Raptors, Thunder, Nuggets.
Raptors, Thunder. Jeez, and then the Lakers. Jesus Christ.
Then the Lakers.
These are all teams that have something to play for, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Clippers have been playing better.
Even them, they're in the play-in now.
And the funny thing is, I wouldn't normally be afraid of the Pacers, but the Pacers be having our number like the NBA. Yeah, man, they be having.
I could see why they said it was the easy because after that it's the Pacers, Warriors, Pacers, Nets, Wizards, Pelicans.
And Nets and the Nets, Wizards, Pelicans.
Yeah.
Nets, Wizards, Pelicans. That should be a nice little streak for sure. Hornets, the old better. Then the Thunder again. Okay, Rockets, Grizzlies. Grizzlies mine. Okay, we should still be fine. We should still be fine.
This again. I tweeted. It's hard for me. I know I've been up and down a lot this season. I mean, the fan base, not me. I've always had faith and felt like we can. But this is games like this is why it's hard for me to just give up and not believe that in a 7 game, not just a 1 game or regular season win or loss, that we can't do anything against a certain team. But these games like this make me believe in a 7 game series is going to be hard to bring the Knicks down.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
Too
I
many
feel.
weapons, too
I
many
feel like.
weapons.
I feel like. Listen, I feel like the Thunder beat us a lot before because it was too Brunson dependent.
Yeah.
And we're getting better at not being as Brunson dependent. Like we saw a lot of off-ball Brunson today. And I think if we keep using that formula, they should not be able to turn us over as
We
much
also
as
didn't
they
have
have.
Mo against OKC last season.
True, secret weapon, exactly. All right.
We have to continue to be a 37% 3-point shooting team collectively in order to OKC, which is where we are right now. We shoot as a team 37%. That's where OKC cannot trade the threes for twos. They're neither a 3-point shooting team, and their best players are inconsistent 3-point shooters. Think about Alex Caruso and SGA. Chet's really their most dependable sniper. So they play a lot of lineups for iHeart. It's at the 5. So to me, if we can hit our threes, not just the starters, but the bench, the Shamit minutes, the Alvarado minutes that have been very up and down in terms of his 3-point shooting. That's key for us to be able to knock them out in 7.
I agree. I agree. I agree. It's about 3. And yeah, it's about 3. And if you can't hit the 3, get that offensive rebound, damn it. All right. All right, yo. That's it. I feel like we talked about everything we need to talk to. Great freaking win. One of the best wins, if not the best win of the season. You can say it's this game. You can say it's the Rockets game. I feel like this game kind of trumps that game.
The cup game in this game was one of my favorites. So yeah, the Spurs I like playing them. Yeah.
I think blowing out. No, I would say this is definitely the best game of the season.
Yep.
I would say blowing out a championship contender by 24.
While on an 11-game win streak.
Right, who was on an 11-game win streak, and there were no holes defensively from everybody who played.
And they were fully healthy, correct? Nobody was out.
And Mikal Bridges have his best game, but yeah, this is our best win of the season, unequivocally, for sure. All right, any bro picks today?
Got some picks. I want to shout out the chat. Picks for Timmy, Kim Doc, JWYV2EX, Anna Grill, Robert Paris. We got Fritz Allison, or the best mod in the game. We love you, brother. Thanks for all you do. DJ Space Ghost in the house, my homie. Dan Litt, B6Q, one of my favorite commentators in the chat. Also getting a lot of love for B. People love seeing B on the show, not just for the ladies. I think everyone enjoys her X and O's analysis, me and Jay included.
Hell yeah, we love when B is here. We love when B for sure. Ebony too, man. When Ebony get back.
Shout out my ladies always, especially.
And shout out to Ryan G.
Yeah, shout
out to Ryan G. Also, we always love him. He might be at church or something. All right. What's your picks today, man?
That was my pick.
Oh, that was your pick. Okay, my bad.
Oh, we got Glamour in the house too. Shout out Glamour.
Okay, shout out Glamour. All right, ladies in the house today. That's what's up. All right, yo, I got a pick. My pick is, to me, the best defensive player of the game when Castle went up for a dunk and was met by the big wall OG Anunoby, who sent that, kick that weak shit out of here.
Oh, I actually have one.
I had flashbacks to RJ Barrett getting smashed in the paint.
Hey,
yo. I gotta get a pause button. I gotta get a button.
We do need a pause sound effect.
Actually, I apologize. I do have a bruh pick. I don't necessarily know if it'd be a bruh pick or if it just wanted to discuss it real quick. But Lou Dort,
oh yeah,
tripping Jokic, just a
Bruh.
very dirty play.
Bruh.
That's a guy who is one of the best in our league, and me, I'm very fair. I love to play healthy teams. That's why I asked him who was out today for the Spurs. I want to see teams at their best. I don't want the excuses, oh, we didn't have this guy or this guy or that guy. I want everybody healthy and available so we can see if our team is truly better than your team, and trying to take a guy like Jokic out of our game when he's coming back from an injury. He's been struggling with injuries his career and this season, and just doing a dirty play at the end of a game to possibly take him out again for the rest of the season was just silly. It was just nasty. And I hope that I didn't get any update on him. I don't know if he got suspended or fined or whatever happened to him, or if he just got ejected. But I think the NBA should do something, because they'd get a bruh pick if they don't at least acknowledge that play. It was just a nasty play, and he's been a nasty player throughout his career. And a lot of people haven't really spoke on it or haven't saw it. So I'm glad that was a play where people started to notice that this guy plays a very, very dirty game. And sometimes it's cool. I know a lot of people in our Knicks fan base want a guy who's rugged and rough and dirty and nasty, but that's sometimes why I'm not a fan of those guys. I don't care for the tough guy, because it could lead to something like that. And I believe in karma, and I don't see how OKC doesn't even have a discussion with him behind closed doors to say to him that was just not a good play. So bruh pick to Lou Dort, that was a nasty play, and I don't give anybody credit for something like that.
The best thing that happened from that altercation was Joker's face when he confronted Jalen Williams. Yo, I was like, you're earning that Joker monitor right now, because you look that shit insane, bro. I was scared.
He's lucky his brothers weren't there, man.
Yeah, that would have been a jumping for sure. Yeah. Homie, what did you see? He said Dort been low key dirty. That is low key.
Very dirty player.
Man, that is Mariah Carey. That is high key as a motherfucker. I don't.
Falsetto.
Yeah. I've always heard it. I don't really follow Lou Dort's career a lot. I don't watch him specifically. When I do watch OKC, I typically pay attention to Shea's game or players like that. But I have been this season, and I did see a few, not just this. There's been a few plays where it's just very questionable. Questionable.
Honestly, I feel like he surpasses the Draymond Green of dirty players. It's just Draymond Green is just more outspoken, so it's noticed more when he's dirty. Yeah. And I feel like OKC is kind of a small market team a little bit, and even though they're starting to get more and more spotlight on them because they won a championship, and I think that's why people are just starting to notice how dirty Dort really is. But then it's like when you start to go on NBA Twitter, you start seeing the mixtape of crazy, unnaturally dirty plays that he does from game to game. You're just like, yo, what in like this? This needs to be started. This needs to start accumulating to like
because if you're gonna suspend Stewart for his antics, you gotta get Dort.
Got to.
But hold on, let me cook for a second too, because you see Knicks Nation brought up a point about the Cleveland losing to the Nets, which is why again I wanted to give a bruh pick to Draymond Green for saying that the Pistons own us. I grew up in an era, in order to own me, you got to beat me in the postseason or when it counts. You don't own a team because you beat them in the regular season. I believe you own them because you beat them in the postseason. So that's why again we can't dwell so much on regular season wins, because I don't think it matters. Even if the Cleveland Cavaliers lose to the Nets today, that doesn't mean that they can't beat somebody in a 7-game series in the post. Same thing with the Knicks, excuse me. I don't believe because we got beat by certain teams in the regular season that we cannot beat them in the postseason. So in order for me, sorry, Draymond, you get a bruh pick, because in order for you to own me, you got to beat me in a post game, which is why, again, the Pacers do own us. I know y'all don't want to hear that right now, things like that. They do own us, sadly. But the Celtics do not own us. When they won their championship ring, they didn't go through the Knicks. They don't own us. And the last time we played them, we beat them. So we own the Celtics right now. Yes, their history speaks for itself. And it's hard for me to say bad things about the Celtics because they're a very decorated organization. But last time we played Boston Celtics, we beat them. We own them. Last time we played the Pistons in the postseason, we beat them. We own them. So until Cade wins a series, he doesn't own anything. The only thing he owns right now is possibly the MVP, because he's having a great season, and you could have that. But to me,
I'm gonna shut up. All right,
getting that ring. So I'm
shutting up. I already know Lee got something.
We gotta have that. We gotta have that debate one day.
Hold up, though. I actually agreed with every single thing she just said.
Okay. I thought you was about to.
She cooked and she cooked. I heard that comment by Mike Malone, and then maybe though I heard that. I was like, wait a sec. Who beat who in the playoffs last year? I know that I get accused of glazing Cade Cunningham because we were born and raised in the same city. That's true. Yes, I'm a big fan of him, but I'm a Knicks fan. Yeah. Detroit to be wiped off the face of the earth, I don't give a shit. I'm here rooting for the Knicks. Cade could retire tomorrow. I don't give a shit. I'm here rooting for the Knicks. I would not trade Jalen Brunson for Cade Cunningham today, tomorrow, or a year from now. I want to win a chip with Jalen Brunson. When I heard Mike Malone say that when I think about the Knicks championship contender, I think about that team in Detroit. You mean the team we beat last year in 6 games? I know it was close, but we won. And how do we win? By Jalen Brunson doing what Kate Cunningham can do, which is end the series on a clutch shot. Yeah, again, Detroit ain't the same team last year. Neither are the Knicks. The Knicks got better. The Pistons got better. Yeah. Right now, the Pistons are in first in the regular season. They beat us 3-1 last season, and we beat them in 6 games in the playoffs. So to me, there's one thing I'm not afraid of. It's JB Bickerstaff.
Yeah. And I agree with everything you said, 2B. I'll put an asterisk on the Celtics, though. I wouldn't say we own them just yet.
Just for now, just a little bit. Just a little bit. No, but yeah.
I feel like to own them, you gotta I feel like you gotta kill them a couple of times in the playoffs to say we own them. Like I will say that the Pacers, they beat us a couple times in the playoffs. I'm just
since Reggie, they've been owning us. So yeah.
I'm just.
But no, didn't we beat the Celtics the last 2 postseasons that we played them? We beat them the years where they had Paul Pierce, Garnett. Yeah, we beat them.
We broke that team apart.
Oh
yeah.
wait. You went in the archives. Okay.
We broke them apart twice. What the hell is
haven't beat us in the postseason in the last 10 years. They haven't.
I guess.
But you know what it is? They're more decorated. That's what I said. That's why they're more decorated, so it's hard to say with so many championships. Yeah.
No, it's because we haven't, because that was what, 2016 or something?
Exactly.
That was like almost 10 years ago. Like that was 10 years ago. Like I'm looking at this rendition of the team with their core right now of Brown and whatever. That's what I'm
and I do think that if Bogdanovich and who else went down? I think Mitch went down. We could have beat the Celtics and not have them win, but I don't want to speak hypotheticals. But I don't think the Celtics won a championship that season had we were healthy with Randall too. Randall was down.
I feel like there's a difference between beat and own.
But we've only played the Celtics one time during the first iteration. We're 1-0.
We won. I'm saying there's a difference between beat the Celtics and own the Celtics. Own, beat is just like.
Well, that's exactly why Jeremiah gets
beat is like we beat them, we sent them home. We beat them, we sent them home. Yes, they don't have Tatum this year, whatever. Like, I get it. I feel like to own the Celtics, you gotta beat them multiple times in the playoffs. That's how I feel. Okay. Like I feel like we own the 76ers.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know who
and
else
if we beat the Pistons again in the post,
we own Detroit Pistons too. Let's go. Brunson's baby. Let's go.
See you guys there, but yes, I just wanted to bring that one comment out because again, I believe OKC, one of their first losses early in the season was to the Blazers. I believe they lost to the Wizards too. That doesn't mean that they can't. It's the regular season. It's the NBA. These guys get paid big bucks for a reason. These guys were the best throughout their careers, not just in the NBA. They were the best in high school. They were the best in college, and that's why they have a job now in the NBA. So if you don't decide to show up that day, sorry to you in the regular season, you might take an L. But that's why, again, I think you have to get your ownership in the postseason because you don't just play one game in the post. You play 7. So for you to figure out a team in 7 games and then beat them, that's when it's like, all right, here you go. So I'll see you soon, Pistons. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. It's not many popular either, but I don't even say we own the Pistons. I feel like we beat the Pistons. We beat the Pistons last season.
The ownership is coming soon. Don't worry.
If we beat the Pistons this season,
what's the
then in the playoffs, then we got the deed and we own that mother.
Hey,
well, we definitely own JB Bickerstaff because we've beaten him twice.
Exactly. I feel like the ownership.
We own JB.
I feel like the ownership status is this season. Like if we beat the Pistons again this season in the playoffs, then you go to own status. You know what I'm saying? If they beat us, I don't think so. But it's like all right, we beat them last year. We beat them this. You know what I'm saying? It's 1-1 in the last couple of years with the same iteration of the team. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I see it anyway.
One of my favorite things about the KOT show is that it's a show for everybody, no matter where you come from, who you are, what you look like, what your basketball background is. I love all the ladies that are showing out today in the chat. I think having B and Ebony are a big part because they are able to see themselves on the show talking ball as well or better than all of us too. Like, let's be honest, both B and Ebony played ball. I didn't play ball, so you don't get a very informed point of view from her, but you can't get from me. right? We all bring our strengths and weaknesses, but I love the aspect and the perspective that B brings. I like the fact that the ladies do, and they come out to support.
Appreciate it. Yep. Shout out my ladies for sure.
Shout out the ladies for sure. That's why I wanted some strong ladies on this damn show, yo, from the rip.
I appreciate you guys
From
taking
the
the risk
rip.
on me.
Huh?
I appreciate you guys taking the risk
Oh,
on
yeah,
me.
for sure. Yeah, and like I said many times, I was not looking to add nobody on this show, and B came over here and killed it. I was like,
Lee was on me though. I could give it. Lee was on me for a couple of times. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, and thank you, Lee, for being on.
Listen,
very persistent,
I got an eye for talent. I can scout, y'all. I'm the Walt Perry and
Yeah.
What can I say?
I still, I was on Dexter, came back. I had like a 4-hour show. I was like, y'all still going?
Be cooked, man.
I was like, oh, be cooking. All right. He's like, you know what? Never mind. What I said about nobody else. Never mind. Right. You can be on. All right. All right, yo. I got nothing else to say. I think it was a great show. Yeah, that's the show. That's the show. Yeah. Yo, Lee, let them know they can find you, man.
On Twitter @_Lee Escobedo, LEEESCOBEDO.
All right. B, let them know they can find you.
And I'm here in KOT. I'm on Twitter, Sporty Spice, SPORTY, SPICCE. And again, just thank you guys for working with me. I've been going through some personal things and appreciate you guys for not only bringing me onto here to talk basketball, but to always hold it down and keep my spirits high. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Of course, sis. Family.
No doubt. All right, yo. I hope you guys watch the show. If you're watching on Twitter and you want to support the show, yo, get on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. That's the best way to support us. We're still trying to get to 10K. So hurry up and join us. Why don't you? All right. And for those who are watching for the first time on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, share, like as well. All right. For that good content and that Knicks talk. All right. That is the show. Love you, TJ Cruz. All right. Kim Doc, Randu. Thank you guys for watching.
That's right.
That's right. Teach him young.
Gotta train him right.
Teach him young.
Please sugar cookie.
All right.
She gave me sugar cookie.
That's right. Knicks and sugar cookies. That's it. That's the show.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, that's the show. Yep, and as always, you know the drill.
Shout out to Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
Merce out here in these Knicks streets. Knicks BTA against the Spurs. That's the show.
Okay.
Out of here. Peace.
York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.